Good morning, rising seniors, and maybe your parents too. How are you doing? It's going to be fine. We're going to talk today about the Common App essay prompt number 2, because it's the most popular one. I get it a lot. And there's just a couple things I want to help you get through so that you can execute it quickly, painlessly. This shouldn't be like root canal. This should be like a self-exploring 5 paragraphs that you know yourself and you can share your self-awareness with your college program confidently and with some tone, so that they can get a sense of who you are and what you're going to bring to their program. Okay? So, number 2, the lessons we take from obstacles we encounter can be fundamental to later success. Recount a time when you faced a challenge, setback, or failure. How did it affect you, and what did you learn from the experience? Off the bat, just choose a failure. Only because it reveals your comfort level with being vulnerable. And that's a sign of maturity. Great maturity, actually. I mean, I know adults who can't recount a time of their failures because they can't go there. And to me, I think that you should fail at something every day, because it shows that you're alive. It shows that you're actively in pursuit of your own life. And if people are afraid of failure, they're never going to execute anything. They're never going to see themselves where they want to be. So failure is it's a part of life, right? I try to fail at something every day. So choose failure. Choose something that you failed at and show how you're comfortable with your vulnerability. You have a sign. This is a sign of your emotional intelligence, and you can sit up in it, right? You can sit up in the way that you handled a failure, and you can talk about it in a way that's unique, because not everybody, like I said before, can talk about their failures in a way that shows their self-awareness. How did it affect you, right? Show a before you failed and after you failed. What new thing do you know? You should try to identify a shift in your perspective. Like, this is my mentality before this happened, and show the changing, the growing, the growth of yourself. Or, the theme of it should be growth. This is how my mentality expanded. This is how my emotions matured, right? By failure. I mean, you could spend easily a paragraph on that. The problem sometimes that I read in these essays is they spend the amount of time, 5 paragraphs of, the challenge. The challenge, the setback, the failure, whatever it is, should just be like a blip, like 1 paragraph, and then get back to, here's me, here's who I am. The challenge was something that happened to me. It's not who I am, right? A lot of the times, this number 2 prompt, people spend too much time on the thing, the challenge, the setback, the failure, and not enough time on who they are, right? So if you want to spend a paragraph on it and then move into another paragraph on your growth, another paragraph on your emotional maturity, another paragraph on, that's really it. That's all you need. The failure, a paragraph, an emotional maturity paragraph, and, your growth paragraph. And then you frame it with an introduction, and your conclusion should have some other essence of you. Like perhaps one of the essays that I just read was beautiful. It had in the conclusion a quote from Brené Brown: "The gifts of my imperfections are my best asset." The point is, in her conclusion, the quote seemed like the finale. Like 4th of July, you go see the fireworks and you see the display, but at the end there's this big, to do. In her essay, the conclusion, to have that quote there, it was as if it was the finale of her essay, and it made all the paragraphs before it sort of aim to this one last moment. But then the best part was that she ended it with her own words. She ended it tying it all together with a bow. So I highly recommend something of that nature in the quote. And I mean, it doesn't have to be a famous author. It could be like from your grandmother, from your father. So the last point I'm hoping you can make through the essay prompt number 2 is that you show your emotional maturity, because failures add up to seasons of handling disappointment. Like, imagine you were on, the Little League team and they never won a game. A season of that, of handling disappointment, of showing good sportsmanship, of not like throwing your mitt and refusing to shake somebody's hand. These are examples of how somebody handles failure, handles disappointment. And whatever your examples of your failures are, they'll build up, and they build up to a week of that, to a month of that, to seasons of knowing how to handle failure. And it builds mental strength. I don't know if you know that, but it does. That season that your Little League team didn't win a game, or, you tried to do something really hard and you made up a lemonade stand and sat on the corner in the heat and nobody came and nobody bought anything and you just, threw it all away. Those things, they build strength. It builds mental character. Follow through things, follow through mindsets to try something hard and not do good at it, to fail. It's okay. And if you share that in a way that you know it, that you know who you are, and that, I failed at that, and I'm proud of myself because I put myself out there, try to share a vulnerability every paragraph. It shows authenticity, and that is rare in this world. Okay? I hope this helps you. I know it will. Just be yourself and try to find verbs that work overtime, like on Christmas Eve. Like, scan your essay for lazy, non-working verbs, and then try to switch those up, because with your verb choices you can enact the tone of voice that is particular to you, and that comes through. Your spirit, your essence will come through your verb choices. Okay? It's going to be fine. And then have somebody read it. Have somebody give you suggestions. Be okay with criticism, or be okay with someone telling you, maybe not talk about that. Maybe talk about this, right? If you don't have someone who supports you in that way, come back here and send me an email and I'll comb through it and we can just figure out it all. Okay, if you live in New Jersey, you have the added benefit of coming to one of my workshops. I give workshops in the summer down the shore at the beach in Ortley Beach, and during the school year, because I have a young son too. So in the school year, I'm in northern New Jersey, and we have workshops once a month. For all of you college hopefuls that are going to get where you're going, good luck. It's going to be fine. Don't worry. Have a good day.